Section 300 Use of electric service. 301 General. CPS Energy operates its electric distribution system with the highest degree of care and safety for the public and its employees. Sound engineering standards and policies developed by CPS Energy along with the National Electric Safety Code, NESC, are used for design, construction, maintenance, and operation of the electric distribution system by CPS Energy. The most current edition of the NESC at the time of installation will apply unless otherwise specified by CPS Energy. 302 Continuity of service. CPS Energy's electric transmission and distribution systems experience disruptions and disturbances due to weather, animals, and other external influences. Therefore, CPS Energy does not guarantee its service voltage against irregularities or interruptions. CPS Energy is not liable to customer for any damage to their electrical equipment or other property that may result from exposure to irregularities or interruptions. 302 Equipment protection. Customer is responsible for protecting their equipment against overcurrent, unbalanced load, unbalanced voltage, single-phasing conditions, overvoltage, undervoltage, lightning surges, and any other irregularities or disturbances. 302 Rated for available fault current. Customer's service entrance equipment must be designed for the fault current that may be available from CPS Energy's electric distribution system. Customer should contact CPS Energy's customer service representative to obtain fault current availability for its supply source. 303 Load balancing and voltage drop. Customer shall balance their load at the point of delivery. Where customer-owned conductors are installed on the line, side of CPS Energy metering equipment, they shall be of sufficient capacity to limit voltage drop to 25% of nominal service voltage. Factors to be considered are maximum calculated load of circuit, load power factor, length of circuit from source to metering equipment, type of conductors, and the type of conduit. Conductor sizes shall be approved by CPS Energy. 304 Interference. Customer shall contact CPS Energy's customer service representative for proper coordination when installing equipment, such as large motors, that may create disturbances on CPS Energy's distribution system. CPS Energy may require the installation of corrective equipment to limit the interference that would otherwise be caused by customer's equipment. Corrective equipment will be furnished and installed by customer at customer's expense as a requirement for receiving electric service. Where CPS Energy deems it necessary to install corrective equipment on its supply facilities to limit the adverse effects of customer's equipment, the installation may be at customer's expense. Any equipment installed by CPS Energy to minimize interference may also be used to serve other customers. To eliminate undesirable effects caused by the operation of customer's equipment, the customer's equipment shall be installed in accordance with the provisions outlined in Article 304(1) through 304(3) below. 304(1) Voltage flicker. Equipment operation shall not cause excessive voltage flicker on CPS Energy system and shall not exceed 3% voltage dip at the point of common coupling in accordance with the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers IEEE 1543, refer to definitions of point of common coupling and voltage dip. 304(2) Harmonic distortion. Equipment operation shall not result in a total harmonic distortion, THD, of greater than 5% of the fundamental 60 Hz frequency nor 3% of the fundamental frequency of any individual harmonic measured at the point of delivery in accordance with IEEE 519, refer to definition of harmonic distortion. 304(3) Motors. Starting currents for large motors may result in excessive voltage sags on the CPS Energy electric distribution system. These sags affect all customers connected to the same circuit and, therefore, must be limited to an acceptable level. All services involving motors of 100 horsepower or larger will require review and approval from CPS Energy. The levels of voltage sag will be evaluated by CPS Energy based on the motor's starting current, frequency of motor starting, the characteristics of CPS Energy's distribution circuit, S, and any other relevant factors. Where CPS Energy determines that the proposed motor loads will result in excessive voltage sag on the CPS Energy distribution circuit, S, customer will be required to furnish and install, at their expense, all devices and/or equipment, such as soft start equipment needed to limit the adverse effects of motor loads to levels acceptable to CPS Energy. All motors greater than 10 horsepower and less than 100 horsepower shall be equipped with means to limit the instantaneous starting current to approximately 300% of rated full load current. Motors greater than 100 horsepower shall require review by CPS Energy's distribution planning to determine appropriate provisions for motor starting currents. Exception: motors rated between 10 and 25 horsepower that do not start up more than 4 times per hour. 305 induced current in metal enclosures. Customer should be aware that alternating current produces magnetic fields that may cause noise and heat in ferrous metal enclosures and take all necessary precautions to minimize those effects on the equipment installed. 306 Interconnection of power sources on customer side of point of delivery or to CPS Energy's distribution system. 306 Emergency power systems. Emergency electric generators or auxiliary power supplies owned by customer shall not operate in parallel with CPS Energy's lines or equipment unless specifically approved by distribution planning, refer to definition of parallel operation. Customer shall provide the transfer scheme, control schematics, and operating logic for review by CPS Energy's Electric Service and Metering Standards section. The transfer scheme shall be interlocked to prevent paralleling normal utility power and emergency power sources during normal, test, and maintenance conditions, unless approved otherwise by CPS Energy. 306 Interconnected distributed generation. Distributed generation, DG, is normally installed for one of two business purposes. The business purposes are known as either net metering or grid tied as outlined below. A. Net metering. A net meter measures the difference between the amount of energy the DG facility generates and the amount of energy CPS Energy supplies. The point of interconnection is in the customer service equipment on the load side of the customer's revenue meter. The customer must also be the DG facility owner. B. Grid tied. A DG facility designed with the sole purpose to sell all its generated net power to CPS Energy under a power purchase agreement or tariff. The DG facility is connected to CPS Energy's distribution system at a location and in a manner approved by CPS Energy. CPS Energy encourages both purposes pursuant to completing the appropriate application and submittal of installation design in compliance with the technical interconnection guidelines established by CPS Energy. Refer to definition of distributed generation. All required applications and technical guidelines can be found in the DG manual available online at www.psenergy.com. Note: no DG facility shall be operated in parallel with CPS Energy facilities without first meeting all application, plan review, and field commissioning requirements, and obtaining express written consent from CPS Energy.